Do you believe it? In just 36 months, some provinces in the Philippines have changed so fast that locals say, "I came home after a year and couldn't recognize it anymore." From massive coastal highways and bridges that never existed on any map, to an international airport rising in a place that just 5 years ago was nothing but fields and mud. And the most surprising part? The number one province is not Manila, Cebu, or Davao. Among the 10 provinces below, some change so fast that every month feels like a brand new city. And if you think you already know who's leading, you might be wrong. So which provinces are building infrastructure at a breathtaking pace, gearing up for a major boom in 2026? Stay until the end, because the number one spot will truly surprise you. Number 10. Bohol. Bohol has always been a peaceful island, with beautiful beaches and a slow, gentle rhythm. But in recent years, locals have started noticing a completely different Bohol. New coastal roads, wider routes connecting Panglao and Tagbilaran, and many areas rebuilt to modern standards after past natural disasters. Some upgraded stretches now run 3 to 5 kilometers, and several coastal sections have been widened up to 12 meters to welcome the growing number of visitors. Near the Bohol Panglao International Airport, a van driver prepares his vehicle for the first trip of the day. He has driven tourists for almost 20 years, and he remembers when the ride from the airport to Iloilo could take nearly an hour because the roads were narrow and crowded. Today, with more coastal sections completed, that travel time has dropped by almost half. He says that if he avoids a certain road for just a few weeks, he comes back to find new streetlights, new railings, or a sharp curve straightened out. Small details, but together they make Bohol feel more modern every single day. What many people don't notice, yet what truly fuels Bohol's transformation, is the Cebu-Bohol 230 kV interconnection project. This major power link connects Bohol directly to a stable electricity supply from Cebu, reducing blackouts during peak tourist seasons and supporting new development zones across the island. Many hotels and service businesses say that since the new line went live, interruptions have become rare, giving them the confidence to expand. With better roads and a stable power system working hand in hand, Bohol is becoming one of the fastest-growing provinces while still keeping its natural charm. But this is only the beginning of the top 10. Because once we reach number 9, the pace of development is no longer subtle. It becomes visible in every kilometer of coastline in northern Mindanao. Number 9. Misamis Oriental. Misamis Oriental is the kind of place where changes happen so quickly that locals sometimes ask, how can it look this different after just a few months? That feeling is strongest along the Cagayan de Oro Bay, where the more than 7-kilometer-long coastal road is opening an entirely new space for the province. Some sections stretch up to 20 meters wide, lined with seawalls and nearly 300 streetlights, turning what used to be a quiet, empty stretch into a favorite afternoon spot for families and joggers. On a once rocky and sandy part of the shore, a fruit vendor sets up her basket. She says that in the past, whenever the sky turned gloomy or the waves became rough, she had to pack up early because there were no lights and the ground was slippery. But now, with more coastal sections completed, more people stroll by, and late afternoons feel brighter and safer. Every week, I notice a small change, she says, but when you put them all together, the whole place feels reborn. And the transformation doesn't stop at the roads. In Tagaloan, a 20.75 megawatt solar power plant now supplies clean energy to nearby industrial zones, especially the Fividec Industrial Estate, where dozens of companies run production lines every day. With more stable electricity, factories operate more efficiently, pushing transportation infrastructure to grow just as fast. Not far away, the Mindanao Container Terminal, northern Mindanao's most modern container port, is upgrading its yard facilities and cargo handling equipment to process even more containers each year. This is exactly why the coastal road matters so much, as goods from Luzon and the Visayas flow into Cagayan de Oro. The coastal route allows container trucks to bypass the city proper, reducing congestion and cutting delivery times. Number 8. Negros Occidental. Often remembered for the endless green of its sugarcane fields, but the province's biggest transformation in recent years isn't happening on the farms. It's happening along a road that is quietly shaping the future of the entire island, the Bacolod Negros Occidental Economic Highway, or BNOCEA. This 19-kilometer route, with several sections wider than 30 meters, is seen as a new transport backbone, cutting across Bacolod, Talisay, and Silay. One morning near Silay, the steady sound of leveling machines fills the air. A produce delivery driver, someone who has taken the Bacolod-Silay route for many years, stands on his truck cabin watching new markers rise along the road. In the past, tight curves forced him to slow down repeatedly, adding long minutes to every trip. Now, with only a few completed sections, he already saves 15 to 20 minutes each delivery. He says that once the entire highway opens, moving fruits and other products within the day will be much easier, especially those that need to be delivered quickly before the midday heat. But Negros Occidental's story isn't just about roads. On the Bacolod side, the bulk water supply project, designed to provide at least 34.5 million liters per day, now delivers a stable supply of clean water to new communities forming along the northern part of the city. Water scarcity used to worry many households, especially during the dry season. Today, families feel more secure in both daily use and small-scale production. Not far from there, the Bacolod-Silay Airport is also part of an expansion plan to meet the growing needs of tourism and logistics. Once the upgrades are completed, passenger numbers and cargo volume are expected to rise, especially in northern Bacolod, where the Bacolod North Growth Area is emerging, a planned urban district with new commercial spaces and residential zones rising year after year. Number 7. Iloilo. In Iloilo, there is one type of infrastructure that people have long treated like the lifeblood of daily life: water. It's not as flashy as bridges or expressways, yet its impact is powerful enough to shape the future of the entire Panay Island. At the center of that change is the Jalor River Multipurpose Project Phase 2, or JRMP2, the largest irrigation project ever built in Western Visayas. One late afternoon in Calinog, as the fading sunlight settles over the still moist rice fields, an elderly farmer stands beside a newly built irrigation canal. He remembers dry seasons when the soil cracked into small patches, and years when sudden floods wiped out entire harvests. But since a portion of JRMP2 began operating, water supply has become more stable. The main dam, once fully completed, will stand over 100 meters high, enough to manage water for more than 25,000 households. As long as the fields stay this moist, he says, the next harvest will be much better. With a total budget of around 19 billion peso, JRMP does more than provide irrigation. It also supports hydroelectric power and expands domestic water supply for a city that's growing rapidly. Many barangay that once struggled with water shortages during the dry months can now plan for new residential developments thanks to a more reliable water system. Another project making a clear impact is the Iloilo Flood Control Project. With levees, drainage channels, and floodways built in stages, it reduces flooding in barangay that used to suffer heavily during strong rains. By combining irrigation management with flood protection, Iloilo is building a form of infrastructure that is quiet yet long-lasting, a foundation strong enough for the city to keep expanding in the decades ahead. Number 6. Cavite. Cavite is a place where hundreds of thousands of people travel in and out of Metro Manila every day. Heavy traffic and long, exhausting travel hours used to be so normal that many residents believed Cavite would always stay that way. But in recent years, everything has been Calax that is nearing completion. The late afternoon light falls gently on the wide open road. A delivery rider stops briefly on the shoulder to check his packages. He says that before, transporting goods from Cavite to Laguna meant adding almost an extra hour because of unpredictable congestion. But since Calax began opening section by section, that travel time has almost been cut in half. When fully completed at around 45 kilometers, Calax will connect Cavite to Calabazon more smoothly than any route before it. But Cavite's story doesn't end with highways. In the northern part of the province, a project drawing national attention is rising: the Sangley Point International Airport. Designed for a capacity ranging from 25 to 75 million passengers per year, depending on the phase, it is set to turn Cavite into a new aviation hub, one that can ease the load on Metro Manila's already overstretched airports. Many local business owners say that the airport project alone has pushed up property values and increased demand for services around the area. Number 5. Laguna. Laguna has long been known as the industrial heart of Calabazon, with major economic zones stretching from Binyan and Santa Rosa all the way to Calamba. But in just the past few years, the province has entered a stage of rapid development. So fast that even long-time residents admit Laguna is changing day by day. Along the access road leading to the Santa Rosa to Tagaytay Road, a young technician in his company uniform sits outside a small cafe, waiting for the shuttle that will take him to Laguna Technopark. He shares that before, traveling from Cavite to Laguna could take nearly 2 hours, especially on weekends. But ever since the Cavite-Laguna expressway, Calax, began opening section by section, the travel time has dropped noticeably. When fully completed at around 45 kilometers, Calax will connect two of the region's strongest economic centers with a smooth and reliable route. But Calax is only one piece of a much bigger picture. In Binyan and Santa Rosa, expansion projects inside Laguna Technopark, one of the largest high-tech industrial zones in the country, are attracting dozens of new electronics and advanced manufacturing companies. Beyond roads and industry, Laguna also hosts another major project, the Philippine National Railways, PNR, South Commuter Railway, part of the North-South Commuter Railway system. This line will run through cities like Calamba, covering an expected distance of 56 kilometers and offering a fast, safe, and comfortable connection between Laguna and Metro Manila. When operational, it is expected to serve hundreds of thousands of passengers each day, giving tens of thousands of workers a new, reliable way to travel. Number 4. Davao del Sur. Davao del Sur, The province surrounding the vibrant Davao City has long been known for its peaceful seas and the distant silhouette of Mount Apo. But in the past few years, the rhythm of life here has been changing so clearly and so quickly that even locals are surprised by how different everything feels. Along a section of the Davao Coastal Road, you'll often see people stopping to take photos of the sunset, with golden lights stretching across the sea and reflecting on the newly widened highway. A young office worker, fresh out of work, stands by the railing and takes a deep breath to release the day's fatigue. Before, his route home passed through the busy city proper, where evening traffic was almost guaranteed. But now, with the coastal sections already open, his commute is shorter, calmer, and easier. Not far from there, a far more impactful project is taking shape, the Davao City Bypass Road. This 45-kilometer route will allow vehicles to travel directly from Toril to Panabo without entering the city center. Long-haul truck drivers say the bypass will significantly cut travel time for north-south Mindanao cargo movement, easing the bottlenecks that have existed for years. But Davao del Sur's transformation isn't limited to the ground. In the northern area, Davao International Airport is undergoing upgrades that will raise its capacity to around 8 million passengers per year. This airport is a crucial gateway, not only for tourism but also for trade, especially as Davao grows into a major logistics hub for southern Philippines. Taken together, the coastal road, the city bypass, and the expanded international airport are creating a connected infrastructure network that is turning Davao del Sur into one of Mindanao's new growth engines. A place once known for its quiet beauty is now rising as a regional center for tourism, commerce, and logistics. Number 3. Cebu. Cebu has always been known for its energy and growth, but in recent years, the province's infrastructure development has accelerated so fast that locals often say they can't keep up anymore. Every month brings a new project, a new road, or a new urban district emerging in places that were empty lots not long ago. On a fresh morning at South Road Properties, SRP, a young engineer sits watching a bridge stretch across the water like a silver ribbon catching the sun. He says that before, traveling from Cebu City to Cordova meant taking a long detour filled with sharp turns and frequent traffic. But now, he only needs a few minutes to cross, because right in front of him is the Cebu-Cordova Link Expressway, or CCLEX, the 8.9-kilometer sea-crossing bridge that has become one of the Philippines' most iconic structures. But CCLEX is only the first layer of Cebu's massive infrastructure surge. In Mactan, Terminal 2 of the Mactan-Cebu International Airport is operating at full capacity, accommodating up to 12.5 million passengers a year. Its signature curved wooden arches, spacious design, and natural lighting make it one of the most beautiful airports in Asia, recognized with the World's Best Airport Award in 2019. Many Cebuanos say walking into Terminal 2 feels like stepping into a beachfront resort. Beyond roads and airports, Cebu is accelerating in urban development too. In Lahug, Cebu IT Park has grown into the largest tech hub in the Visayas, filled with office towers, BPO companies, and technology startups. Every evening, the glow of the high-rises spills onto the busy streets, painting a modern rhythm that was unfamiliar just a few years ago. This fast growth has boosted demand for housing, transport, and commerce, and Cebu is rising to meet it at an astonishing pace. Number 2. Pampanga. Pampanga was once known mainly for its food, culture, and peaceful towns spread across the wide Luzon plains. But in the past few years, it has become the future center of Luzon, a province changing so fast that even a few months away is enough for people to return and feel like Pampanga has turned into a different place. In the early morning around Clark, when a layer of mist still hangs over the distant mountains, an airport staff member stands by the glass window of the Clark International Airport, new terminal, watching planes lined up along the runway. He shares that just a few years ago, the old terminal was constantly overcrowded, serving far more passengers than it was designed for. Today, with the new terminal capable of handling up to 8 million passengers a year, everything feels completely different. Spacious halls, smoother processes, and a modern design that has helped Clark become one of the fastest-growing airports in Luzon. But Clark is only the beginning. Just a few minutes south lies one of the most ambitious projects in the Philippines, New Clark City, a smart, master-planned urban area covering more than 9,450 hectares. Administrative districts, sports complexes, green parks, international business zones, everything is being built to serve hundreds of thousands of future residents. A deeper wave of change is also sweeping through the communities. New hospitals, large housing developments, international schools, and modern shopping centers are rising around Clark. Families from Manila are moving to Pampanga in search of more space and fresher air, and now the province finally has the infrastructure to support that shift. Number 1. Bulacan. Bulacan, the province right beside Metro Manila, used to be known simply as a commuter area where people traveled daily for work and trade. But in the past few years, the province has transformed so quickly that many residents say, "This is no longer the Bulacan I used to know." And the reason is clear. One of the biggest mega projects in Philippine history is rising right here. Early in the morning, along the Bulacan shoreline, an elderly fisherman ties the anchor rope of his small wooden boat. He looks out at the massive foundation piles slowly emerging from the water, mixed with the steady sound of construction machines and the wind. He recalls how this place used to be calm, shallow water that almost no one paid attention to. But today, it has become the focus of the entire nation. What he sees taking shape before him is the future site of the new Manila International Airport, NMIA, a new global gateway expected to handle up to 100 million passengers per year, a number big enough to reshape the entire transportation map of the Philippines. But NMIA is only the visible part. The project includes highways, bridges, coastal protection, logistics zones, and even a future airport city. Experts call it the new economic engine of Luzon. Once completed, the airport will not only ease the burden on NAIA, but also open massive investment opportunities for northern Metro Manila. Bulacan is also a key location for the Metro Manila subway, the country's first underground railway, stretching nearly 33 kilometers with 17 stations. It is expected to serve more than 370,000 passengers each day. When operational, people from Bulacan will be able to reach Metro Manila's core in a fraction of the time it takes today. And it doesn't end with the airport and the railway. Bulacan is upgrading multiple inter-province roads to connect NMIA with NLEX, Skyway, and the Marilao-Meycauayan Industrial Zone. Many local families say that in just a few years, land values and job opportunities around them have risen sharply, bringing in a wave of new residents who want to build their lives here. This is why Bulacan stands at number 1, not just because of scale, but because the province carries the hope of transforming the future of travel for millions of Filipinos. A future that is being built day by day, right in front of our eyes. The journey we just took led us across 10 provinces, changing faster than ever. From the windy coastal highways of Mindanao to the sea-crossing bridges of Visayas, to the multi-billion peso megaprojects reshaping Luzon's future. Each place has its own rhythm of growth, yet together they tell the same story. The Philippines is transforming in ways we've never seen before. If you want to keep exploring stories of infrastructure, culture, and the people of the Philippines, make sure to watch the upcoming videos where we dive deeper into regions evolving every single day. See you in the next video, where a new story begins.